Hi, sixth grade. We are back again, and today is the day you have all been waiting for. Today's the day we are going to take value practice and actually put it into real practice by adding value to our cactus. Not the flower pot, but the cactus. From your book, you should have done 3 different value practices with 3 different color combinations. Okay? Whichever combination is your favorite, I need you to find just those colors. I'm going to actually choose the colors that I think will look nicest on my paper. And I will meet you right back. Okay, you should have about 4 colors with you. You should have your light of a color for your cactus, a medium for your cactus. Actually, I don't want to put that on there just in cases, and a dark. So I have light blue, medium blue, and navy blue. And then I am also going to have handy my white. Oil pastels are like crayons. If you ever have a broken one like mine, you just peel the paper. Try not to peel it all the way down. That's the hardest part. You just want to peel back a little bit. If you peel the paper completely off, you're just going to get yourself really, really dirty. Okay, you only need to have a little bit poking out in order to use. So we have our pastels, we have our cactus, and we actually need one more thing. And I really hope I have it here. Do I? How is this possible that I don't have what I need? Oh my gosh. All right. I'll use a note card. That works for me. On this note card, we are going to make something very, very important and very, very technical. We're going to draw the sun. This is important for the same reason that these suns on our drawing were important. It's going to let us know where the white spot is. However, we do not want to draw the sun on this piece of paper. This is just to help figure it out so that we can visually reference it while we are coloring this object. Most of my students choose to put their sun to the right or to the left, but if you would like it to be straight above, that is okay as well. I personally am going to put mine to the left. I'm going to take an itty bitty piece of, here we go, itty bitty, look at the size of this roll of tape. I'm going to take an itty bitty piece of masking tape and I'm just going to stick it right on the corner of this piece of paper so that it stays here while I am coloring. Okay, I don't want it to move around on me because I literally reference it. Before I actually start putting any oil pastel on this page, I'm going to give my paper a once over with an eraser. I'm just going to lighten up the lines. Some of you probably noticed when you were doing your practice ones that the lead will poke through the lighter colors. So if you want to have a yellow cactus, or some other really pale color. I've seen kids make peach and pink and all kinds of beautiful things. If you want to have those kinds of colors on your cactus, you're going to want to erase. I suggest lightening up everything at this point because it's hard to erase later once there is pastel on your page. But again, I'm not erasing everything. I'm just lightening it up. Now, the majority of you have a brown piece of paper, and so lightening up this lines is going to make it harder for you to see what you are doing. I did have a couple of you who drew this initially with a white colored pencil. If you did that, then you're going to be trying to cover up those colored pencil lines on your brown paper as you go. Okay. Here we are. All right. Many kids like to just take their colors and go bam, bam, bam. And they color everything on the page. They start at the top, they make it light, and they go all the way down to the bottom. And you can only do that kind of if you have a singular cactus. Your cactus doesn't have any arms, or it doesn't have any like extra little nubs like mine did, or if it doesn't have a flower on the top. Okay? If you just have like a bump in a flower pot, then yeah, more or less, you're just going to color the one thing just like you did the spheres or the balls in your book, and you're done. Okay? But if you do have extra arms, you need to color each one individually. And the color you're going to start with is white. And really, all of you are going to start with white. With this white colored pencil, listen to me, I've lost my mind. With this white oil pastel, you are going to be marking out where that really light, bright spot is. So for me, it's going to kind of be in this area. And even though the white bright spot is not that big, I'm going to make it that big because the majority of it is going to get blended in. Think about how much your white overlapped your light color in your practice ones. That's why I'm going ahead and making this one big here. Okay, this circle acts like something that is blocking the light for this section of cactus. So this one is sitting on top of the other one. It's going to make shadows like this. My one hand is making a dark shadow, if you may or may not be able to see it, like for my thumb, on the hand underneath it. Okay, that is basically what is happening here. So this top cactus is blocking out light to the bottom cactus. So if there is a highlight on this cactus, it needs to be on something that is fatter than the one above it. So this cactus actually has, this section of cactus, the middle bit of the arm here, has no highlight on it at all because it's being blocked. However, if you drew a cactus arm where it's like super duper fat here and then a little skinny guy coming up here, right? Its highlight, and my sun is over there, the sun can get past this thing over the top of the cactus. And so you might have a highlight over here. Or if it goes down, you might have a highlight right here. You might have two highlights on either side of this one little skinny arm. You need to look at the shape cactus that you drew. So if I were to take mine and draw my dotted line, yes, I'm going to have a highlight here. But if I were to go like straight down this way, I might have a little teeny tiny highlight there. But if I go this way, this section of cactus, the top section of cactus, is in the way. And over here, I would never have a highlight. So I will humor everyone and put a little teeny tiny one here. But for the most part, this section just won't have one. However, this sun is going to be able to touch this cactus, the big section in the middle, right? Except it's not going to touch it perfectly at the top. It's going to kind of touch it off to the side because, again, of the way the light works and the fact that this arm is in the way of my sun. So again, I got a big old white spot. Most of this white spot is going to disappear, but I want to put it there anyway, just for reference. Okay, this section over here, if I keep going with my dotted line, like even if this comes along here, I probably will totally miss this other nub over here. I'm going to put a little teeny tiny something at the top. But really, the light is probably going to hit this cactus, the big section of the cactus, and totally skip over this little section of the cactus. Okay. So I have my highlights going on right now. Once you got your highlights, then you can move on to the next value. That's your lights. Okay, for my lights, I'm going to overlap the white some, slim down this white spot, and put it in. I'm kind of ignoring those vertical ribs, right? Even though I've got all these vertical lines on my cactus, I'm going to go back through and put those in again later. I don't want to make it be like light, medium, dark across my cactus because that's not where I put my sun. Okay, so I got my light, my medium. It's going to be in here. Again, blend it out. And then my dark color on the far side. I need dark all the way along the bottom, where there's going to be no light. And I'm going to make sure it's all blended. Okay, that is one section of cactus. Now I need to think about, okay, if there's only one possible teeny tiny white spot, I need to figure out where that sun's going to actually hit. It's going to hit like right around here. And it might come down this way some. But right underneath this, it's going to be darker. It needs to have that shadow under there. So the areas of where your shadows are and where the dark sections lie are going to be different for every single cactus. Some of them are going to be mostly medium and mostly dark. Some of them are going to be a good selection of all three. Some of them might be really, really dark. You never know. But it's going to depend on whether the light can get to it or not. So again, you are looking physically at what you drew, which is why you have to color each section of cactus individually. Because shadows are going to show up all over the place. Okay. Now I've got my big section of cactus, right? This probably is going to have the most variation in color, mainly because it's the biggest section, but also because of all these other pieces that are getting in the way. Right? This piece on the top and this piece are both going to cast shadows onto this section. So even though I'm starting here with light, because that's kind of the most normal, a lot of this down here is going to have shadows to it. Think about, would the light be able to get there or not? And again, you need to look at your cactus. Will there be a shadow there? Will there not be a shadow there? And I can't see the green paper through my colors. I'm going to keep working on it so to make sure that I can't. think I need to adjust the shape of this a little bit. There you go. Okay, and now I have this last section of my cactus, right? I have very little white on the top, but I am going to be able to put some light up there. This one's more like the first one. Fill in this top section with blue. All right, whoop, there we go. Not too shabby. If anything on here I don't like, it would be how harsh the highlights are, the whites. I'm not a huge fan of that. If while you're working with your oil pastels, they peel off of the paper, it's because it's sticking to itself. That's kind of normal. I'm not a huge fan of the harsh highlights. I like a more soft one like that. But this is pretty much as far as I want you to go on this. Now, how do I keep this thing nice? Because oil pastel, oh my gosh, it will smear like absolute madness. Okay. I would say for this particular project, if you've got a thing like this, just fold it over so it's stuck down, and then just open up your sketchbook to like the next page and stick it in there and close it on top. By putting this extra piece of paper on top, it's going to hold all of that pastel in place. There are things you can do when you are totally and completely done with the oil pastel project to sort of seal everything and stick it there and make sure it doesn't smear anymore. But for right now, just to protect it, just open up that sketchbook, lay it in there, put the page on top, and be done. Okay, that's going to help protect it the most. That's all we had to do for today was get that pastel onto the cactus. Next week we'll worry about detail on cactus and the cactus pot, and then this particular project is all done and we'll turn it in for a grade. Okay? For today, concentrate on that cactus and actually looking at what it is you personally drew. Okay? If you're really frustrated and you can't tell parts apart, or you like are just like, you know, having horrific troubles with it, remember, the next time you come into class, bring it in and show it to me. You know that I will help you. Okay, you know I'll look at it, I'll help you work on it or fix it or give you suggestions. But giving up is not an option. Okay, keep trying. Oil pastel is very, very flexible. If you need more light somewhere, add it. If you need more dark somewhere, add it. If you're having trouble and you just can't figure out what you had done, be careful and wait. It's okay. Get as much done of this as you feel like you can with confidence, and then take a photo of it, turn it in. All right? Good luck. I know you can do this. Keep breathing. Keep trying. Remember that the sun only moves in a straight line and it cannot travel through things. Okay? Talk to you soon. Bye.